This is the Perfect Sentiments stamp set and hot foiling plate from Pinkfresh Studios. It's great to be able to do a whole bunch of sentiments at one time, and it's also nice to be able to choose whether you want to hot foil them or stamp them, depending on what tools you have and the look that you're going for. So I'm using a glimmer machine here, and I'm hot foiling with some black matte foil, pulling it out of the machine once it's done, and then I put it through a Big Shot machine. For the pressure, you need the heat and the pressure in order to use a hot foil plate. I also like to use a solid hot foil plate to foil the negative part of those sentiments. Might as well get 2 for 1 while we're at it. And I always do this while I have my machine hot and ready to go. Repeat that same process, but with the solid plate, and then take it off. And I've got a positive and a negative of the same sentiments. You can fussy cut these, or you can use the coordinating die to cut them out. I love the fact that you can get so many different colors of foil, and it's a great look for cards. With the stamp set, the first thing I do when I get a new clear stamp set is I use a white eraser and I erase the stamping surface. It takes any manufacturing residue off of there and helps it to be ready for stamping. Here I'm using black cardstock and I'm stamping and embossing in white. You can stamp and emboss or stamp just on its own on whatever color cardstock you want. Just want to choose your ink and cardstock to coordinate with your project. This particular one is to go with an alcohol ink project. So once I've stamped and embossed, I'm going to add alcohol ink. Make sure you get rid of any excess or embossing powder that's not where you want before you heat melt that embossing powder. And then for this one, like I said, I'm coloring it with alcohol ink, so I'm using some coordinating ones with the project that I'm working on, just putting it right over that white embossing powder. Because alcohol ink is transparent, it's not going to show up in the black cardstock. You're only going to see it on that embossing powder. And then once again, once I've got the look that I want, either I can fussy cut them or I can die cut them, and then I can add them to my cards. I love both of these sets, and that you have an option whether you want to stamp or hot foil your sentiments, and that you get so many different sentiments in the same time that it would take you to make one.